A new controversy has reignited an old rivalry in West Asia. An oil tanker managed by an Israeli billionaire has been hit by a drone attack. This happened last week. We still don't know who ordered the strike, but in that part of the world, conjecture flows. The US, Israel and Britain are blaming Iran for this attack. Tehran says it had nothing to do with it. Saber-rattling between Israel and Iran is not new, but with both countries installing new regimes, could this be more about posturing than politics? Our next report explores.
The West Asian seas are boiling again. Two familiar foes, a volatile stretch of water, and an attack that has many explanations. At the center of the row is this ship, Mercer Street. Like most vessels nowadays, its ownership is complicated. Liberian flagged, Japanese owned, and Israeli managed. Last week, the ship was attacked by a drone near the waters of Oman. 2 crew members lost their lives. The Israeli company suspected piracy, but the intel community was onto something more sinister. They suspected an Iranian hand.
I just heard that Iran, in a cowardly manner, is trying to shirk its responsibility for the incident. They are denying it. So I determine unequivocally Iran is the one that carried out the attack on the ship. Iran's bully manners are dangerous not only to Israel, but also harm global interests, the freedom of navigation and international trade. Intelligence evidence of that exists, and we expect the international community to clarify to the Iranian regime that they have made a big mistake. We, in any case, have our own way to relay the message to Iran.
Since February, 5 Israeli ships have been attacked in the region. Experts call it a trend. They believe ships linked to Israel are being hunted. But Iran disagrees. It says Israel is distracting the world from its occupation of the West Bank.
These distractions are nothing new. We see these distractions every once in a while, especially when good things are about to happen in the region. I have stated this once and I will repeat it. The regime occupying Jerusalem has brought with it insecurity, violence, terror, and war wherever it has gone. And for this reason, those responsible are those who have brought this regime to the region.
This isn't the first maritime accident in West Asia. And this isn't the first time Israel and Iran have blamed each other for it. But the political climate is different. There's a new prime minister in Israel and a new president set to take over in Iran. Both leaders want to stamp their authority. What better way than targeting their sworn enemy? Both the United States and Britain also blame Iran for the attack. US top diplomat Antony Blinken spoke to Israeli Foreign Minister Yair Lapid. He promised American cooperation, not just to investigate, but also retaliate. With hardliners in Israel and Iran, West Asia is headed for a tumultuous period. There is a flavor of frenzy to this decades-old conflict. A flavor that could overpower diplomacy and deal-making. Bureau Report, WION World is One.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.